when he was an adult, and I have memories of him when he was little. He had his problems. He had a lot of love to give, and a lot of us know that. The last conversation he had with me was not to be complacent. If you see something that needs to be done, do it. If you see something that needs to be changed, be a part of it. We talked a lot about that. And he thought that too many people just let things happen that didn't need to happen. I don't know a lot of his friends now, and I'm so happy that you came out to remember him. And I would like anybody who wants to say anything about their memories of him, please talk about it. It's something he would want. He would want us to remember him in the good times, the best of times. And I want anybody who would like to say something, please come forward. I'm going to read something that I think he would really like afterwards. And then we're all going to go down to the restaurant here, Jukebox, and talk and laugh and remember him. And everybody's welcome to come. Does anybody want to say anything?
Well, I guess I'll begin like I was telling you earlier. Hello, everybody. Diablo was one of his good friends. I'd say, as I was telling you, I'm 47, so then through the music scene basically is what united a lot of us all together. I started meeting him in like 1989, 1990, and then we started becoming pretty close with another one of our friends who passed away, Kenneth T. Ryan. Through him, we really got all close. So 91, 92, all those years through, as I was telling you, maybe to the early 2000s, when he started going through some of his problems, I never did that same thing with him, so he never showed that to me. And every time I saw him, he was strong and solid, always intelligent with words of wisdom and so forth. So I never saw him in that sort of situation. He never showed that to me, let's say. And then just after somewhere around 2010 or 11, I just really never seen him again, and I moved. And so it's unfortunate I didn't get to see him for a long time. But I can tell you that young man, Brad, right there, was looking after him and went to that store wherever he was and gave his number, please, if you see him. So I'd like just to say that man Brad, a lot of times I would see him later on when he was going through his problems. Brad would bring me to see him and stuff. So I have nothing but good memories with the man. And we shared a lot of times, just unfortunate. As time went on, we drifted apart, and he never was able to write it, so to speak. But solid dude, nothing but good memories. Great friend, an inspiration to me. Kind of like an older brother because I was a little bit younger.
Well, I'm his Lionel stepmom, and I have just really beautiful memories of him as a little child, and I got to know him, and got to know Joyce, and just developed a friendship with Joyce as well, and I just adored him, and unfortunately, throughout the years, we didn't talk at times, but at times we did talk. And during those times, I was my happiest. And the only thing I can say is, although we didn't talk at times, the love was always there. It never stopped. And I love you, Sky, and Destiny.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, go right ahead. No, go ahead. I was going to choke up anyway.
I'm already choked. I was just going to say the one that actually started my steps towards God, and so I owe him the world. We had our good times and our bad times, but our good times definitely oversaw everything. I've spoken to him in the last couple of years, and thus I knew he was doing good.
Hi everyone, I'm Israel. Lionel was my brother.
There's a lot of people's brother.
That's what I got for them.
Hey everybody, I'm Blake. My father. My father was a very interesting man. He was a very kind man, a very annoying man, but a very great man.
Very
There's
loving.
so many things that I know about him. He was very loving. He was very proud of me and Sky.
Yes.
I know you said that he wasn't there when he was going through his bad times. He always tried to hide that from us, and I'm very grateful for that. So,
He tried to hide his things so you guys wouldn't see what he was going through.
but last time I saw him was probably a year ago, almost exactly. I flew him down. He met my now fiance, and there's a lot of things I wish he could see. There's a lot of things I wish he could see in the future. My sister's gonna get married soon. I wish he could see everybody here. I wish he could see how many people, love and care about him. But he knows. He knows all of us love him so fucking much. So I'm not sad for that, because he knew.
We got to the last 8 months, me and Lionel were really working on his addiction and what he was going through, and we realized that we weren't going to be able to conquer it. So we really started working on theology and God and Jesus. And he had a lot of breakthroughs in his last couple of months. And he gave himself over to Jesus. And he got really deep into it. And he really worked hard on that. And he was trying so hard to get out. He was calling me every night. I go and pick him up, and I take him to work with me, and we really talk about it. And all we could just go back to was just, loving Jesus and God and loving everybody and trying to address these issues of addiction and people hurting each other and people not being there for each other and stuff. And it was really important. He wanted everybody to know that, he was sorry for a lot of things. He didn't want people to see him, in that. And it was hard at times because he wouldn't call back. And we'd go look for him, and we'd find him, or we wouldn't find him, and he'd come back around, and we just, but he would let me know. He'd tell me, he goes, I love God, I love Jesus, and I'll figure it out. I think that we have to remember that part,
That must have been when I spoke with him, because he was doing really good. He was like just loving on you when I spoke with him, and he was just really down to earth and open-minded and just very, very good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
My memories of him were that he was profoundly kind. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Just a profoundly kind and generous person. He would do all kinds of things just for a stranger. And I remember most vividly that even in his frailties, he was at pains not to expose the people he loved to it. He would disappear, and it was for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
It's because he loved people, and he didn't want them seeing him like that.
The worst though was going shopping with him, because he would, you couldn't go shopping. He cut you off. You couldn't get what you wanted done, and he'd be getting you all kinds of things and
Show you all
everything.
little awesome little things.
And they were all like gold.
Yeah.
All the little things he finds.
His very intuitive. He knew amazing knowledge.
Yeah, I'm Donna. I help raise the kids. But Lionel, if I can say nothing else, he loved his kids. He loved his kids so much.
Yes, he did.
Times that he wasn't there, as we all know. Unfortunately, we know why. But when he was with these kids, they were the light in his eyes. He loved them so much. Nobody could ever take that away from anybody. But that's all I have to say. I mean, that's one thing for sure. These kids were loved. That he wasn't always there, but when he was, they were loved deeply. And that's kind of like amazing.
I was lucky enough to talk to him Sunday night, and he was supposed to come up Monday because my car broke. So he was supposed to come up and loan me the car and stuff like that. And when he was up with me, he did well. He went down to work. Broward's not a good place for him, obviously. But yeah, he definitely loved his children. They were the most important thing to him in his life, you know, and he was very caring. He stayed up with my cat, who was dying one night. He put him in the little suitcase, put a towel in there, and watched her all night. And then woke me up, said she needs a breathing treatment. So I went and got the little thing and stuff. But she did end up passing like an hour or so later. But yeah, he had a heart of gold. Hard-headed motherfucker, but he had a heart of gold. So, yeah, he had to come up Monday. When he came here.
I'm Jessica. We grew up together. My mom and I drove up here today, and as we were driving, we were talking about the fact that Lionel's birthday, it was just on the 28th, and how that was the day I was supposed to be born, and that Lionel was supposed to be born on the 3rd, which is actually my birthday, so our birthdays switched. And so my mom was asking, what do you think the significance of that is? And I said, you know, I've thought about that, and I kind of feel like it just goes with our personalities. Lionel was ready to be here, full of energy, and so he came early, and I'm always late. So that just made me smile as we were talking about that this morning, so I wanted to share. Lionel was always wanted to do things together as kids, you know. Some of the funny things I remember is all of us kids being at our grandparents' house, and Lionel had the ranch, and Lionel had a ton of freckles, and he gave us a pen and made Lionel lay down on the couch for us to mark and count each of his freckles, which was obviously impossible, but it kept us busy. So that's a fun memory. There's another memory of my brother, who's just a year younger than I am, but we were outside, adults were inside, we were out by the pool, and somehow, I don't know how, my brother got pushed into the pool. I think Lionel and I were part of that happening. We were always kind of getting in trouble together, but I just loved him. Somebody said it earlier, he just always had bits of wisdom to share.
Yeah.
And he didn't hold back, he could tell you
Yeah.
if you're doing something right or wrong.
Yeah.
And there's lots of things that I look back on now and I'm like, oh my gosh, Lionel was so right about that.
Impeccable memory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm sad that he's gone. It doesn't seem real. It seemed definitive. I'm glad you're all here.
Anybody else?
I'd like to say something. I'm Jessica, I'm Lionel's sister. I honestly haven't talked to Lionel in years. I think he would be beyond grateful to know how much of a support system he had, and especially at the times he, really could use it. Lionel for sure, heart of gold, and I feel like that wisdom and knowing it all personality is definitely a Pfaff trait. And, you know, keeping that pain away from everybody and being there is definitely Lionel. I hadn't seen him in years, but I heard he was doing really well. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of time to see him, but I think the most important thing would, you know, all of you being here was really the most important thing to him. That I know that meant the world to him. The people that he was friends and family with, he valued so much. So much. He always spoke highly of everyone he was close to. I appreciate everyone being here. I really do. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for everybody's loss.
So I just want to say that I had one major encounter with Lionel, right? And within a matter of minutes, he convinced me he was a person I would never forget. He was a lot, but you know, at the end of the day, I don't think that we should be sad that he's gone, but we should celebrate the fact that we were blessed enough to know him and he was to touch our lives.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So in my culture, that's what we do. We more celebrate. We try not to mourn.
Yes.
It's hard sometimes, and it does seem unreal, like you said, almost like a haze. But I promise, once that fades away in a few months, all that's going to be left is beautiful memories. And trust me, it's hard to forget that guy.
Yes.
Excerpt here. Somewhere ahead there is a light. The tinted radiance of the coming morn, and the starlight darkness will fade away, when hope once more will be reborn. Each wayward thought, each silver tear will pass like a white bird in the night, and the moments will become eternity for all as God steps forth in light. Cindy, did you want to say a prayer for us?
I would love to pray. Everybody's sharing. Lord, we just want to pause right now and just recognize you as loving, gracious, all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving Creator. We are so grateful for our connections. We're so grateful for each one that's here and how you have connected us all through Lionel. It's a sad day for us, God, but we don't want to be stuck in that sadness. We want to experience that joy, but the grief comes first before we can experience the joy. And so I pray for each heart here as we grieve together. We have good memories and that we can hold those tightly in our hearts and our minds. I thank you so much for the memories of Lionel that I have. I pray for each one here that you strengthen us to step out in love. That you give us a heart to forgive, and that we can receive love and forgiveness from you, God, and can turn around and reflect that love and forgiveness to others. Thank you for the life Lionel gave to us. Thank you for this day and just this opportunity to come together, friends, family, acquaintances, just people that knew him. And I pray that you bond us together through this. We just thank you and we just pray all this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I would like all of you to take some of the flowers from the bouquet. I know that Lionel would have wanted me to spend the money on something else, like a homeless shelter or something. But I would like all of you to take some of the flowers and take them home with you.
Yep.